আসুন অভিজিৎ স্যারের বাড়ি। অভিজিৎ স্যারের বাড়ি কোন কোন টাইমে যা?
বসে পড়াইতেছে যাই তো আজকে শনিবার আর বৃহস্পতিবার
বৃহস্পতিবার আর রবিবার টাইম কটা?
সাড়ে আটটা।
দুটোটা তো?
হ্যাঁ যা না অনলাইনে করাইতেছে
এটা একটা পিএফ লেগে হবে নি? হ্যাঁ এই যে ওই সিনে যেটা বলে এটা পড়াশোনা
আরে আর এক ঘন্টা
স্যার অভিজিৎ ছিল
আর কোনটা ক্লিয়ার হয়েছিল রেকর্ড দিয়ে দিয়েছি আজকে আগে আগে
আরম্ভ করছে যখন ক্লাস ঢুকতে পারছিলি
পরে একটা
ঢুকতে পারছিলি এটা বলেন মুসলিম স্যার আমার তো পড়া স্যার বাইরে বললে বাইরে স্যারের বাড়ি ঢুকা স্যারের বাড়ি ঢুকা
Sir,
Respond to higher temperature in case of C3+, the optimum temperature is lesser than optimum temperature of C4
Sir?
plant. Huh?
So C4 plants respond to high temp.
Higher temperature. Stop. In case of C3 plants, the optimum temperature is lesser than the optimum temperature of C4 plants. Clear? Now I am showing I have to show you a curve showing both. Generally, you know, if you go to the curve, then what you will see, I am showing you here this curve. Here, rate of photosynthesis. Here we show the light intensity and temperature. 0%, 50%, 100% temperature. Now, what about the curve you see? So this is in case of C4 plants. C3 plants. So this is what about the intensity of light and temperature, the role of which you see in case of C3 gradually decreases with the higher temperature, intensity of light and higher concentration of temperature and light intensity. But in case of C4 plants, it is not affected by this. Are you getting me now? You will get optimum at about 50% or 20 degrees centigrade. Gradually is decreasing like this at every point. So this is what about that relationship, and I am now showing you another relationship here. Wait, just a minute. Just a minute. Look at this. So in the first case, rate of photosynthesis. So here, three groups of plants are here. In high temperature and high actually concentration high temperature, here the process is limited by some enzymes and other factors. At low concentration of carbon dioxide and low temperature, at this phase it is controlled by temperature. At this phase it is controlled by carbon dioxide concentration. So remember this thing, photosynthesis is limited by some carbon dioxide. limited by some other factors. Some other factors. So that it cannot be beyond that point, like enzymes. So this is what about the relationship between intensity of light at different concentration of carbon dioxide and temperature, and to that of rate of photosynthesis. Clear? Actually, optimum temperature for photosynthesis varies habitat to habitat. Optimum temperature of photosynthesis varies habitat to habitat. From one habitat to the other habitat. So habitat to habitat, optimum temperature varies. Are you getting me? Habitat to habitat means if it is a xerophytic habitat, then the optimum temperature is more than some temperate habitat. Similarly, in tropical regions, optimum temperature is more than the temperate forest. So that's why it is said the optimum temperature for photosynthesis
Sir?
varies habitat to habitat. If it is a tropical region, optimum temperature is more. If it is a temperate region, optimum temperature is less. Clear?
Yes, sir. Sir,
Yes.
sir, in bottom right hand side, photosynthesis is limited by some. What is it is written?
Some carbon dioxide. Clear? Lastly, water. Temperature optimum varies habitat to habitat. In tropical region, temperature optimum for photosynthesis is higher in tropical region than temperate region. Remember this thing. So last factor is water. Generally, water is actually required is a reactant for photosynthesis. You know, CO2 is react to the H2 to form the glucose actually in photosynthesis. So it was the main reactant, but actually is whenever actually the concentration of water or the amount of water is less than the required amount, what happens? It is found in case of stressful condition, the rate of transpiration decreases and wilting of leaves occurs. These things are happening, and obviously indirectly it affects the rate of photosynthesis. So remember this thing. It is not affect directly on photosynthesis. Remember this thing, water is not affecting the photosynthesis directly. Rather, as a factor, it has an effect. But it is not going to affect the rate of photosynthesis directly. Remember this thing, in case of water, it is not going to affect the rate of photosynthesis directly. But as a factor, remember this thing, it affects more on the plant. But directly it is not. Whenever under stressful condition, what happens? Whenever the amount of water is less, the plants are to check the rate of transpiration. And even if suppose it is found in case of potted plant, the wilting occurs. Remember this thing, wilting occurs in that case. উপরে এখানে দিচ্ছি clear? So besides this, there are some other factors also controlling the rate of photosynthesis, and like what is the role of actually role actually donates hydrogen for photosynthesis water and also supplies electron to fulfill the electron deficiency of P680 chlorophyll A. When the rate of photosynthesis actually when the amount of water is less, then under stressful condition the plants have to check the rate of transpiration to maintain equilibrium. This is what about the water. That's why it is said it is not only directly on the photosynthesis, but as a factor, it affects is there on the plant. Now, coming to the other factors, and simply you will get age. Age is also a factor. With the increased age, the rate of photosynthesis decreases. So age is also a factor. Secondary factor actually is normally whenever a leaf is tender, when it becomes matures, gradually the rate of photosynthesis increases. But when after senescence, when age is actually old, then the rate of photosynthesis decreases. Remember these things. At full maturity of the leaf, after that the rate of photosynthesis decreases. This is because after maturity, two things happened. First of all, degeneration of chlorophyll occurs. Secondly, deactivation. Enzymes are found to be inactivated. Two things happens. First of all, deactivation of enzymes and degeneration of profile due to degeneration of profile. This is our from the age, the internal factors actually. Another factor is chlorophyll, the internal factors. Chlorophyll is also most important internal factors. Accumulation of end products. So when chlorophyll actually, chlorophyll most important is to trap the light energy. If chlorophylls are found to be degenerated, the rate of photosynthesis decreases. If more and more products are found to be accumulated, then also rate of photosynthesis decreases. So these are the internal factors. There are some other factors also like leaf anatomy and the hormones. So these are the internal factors affecting the rate of photosynthesis. I think you know it. A is already discussed, chlorophyll already discussed actually. Accumulation of end product, when suppose glucose is accumulated, then until they are utilized, the rate of photosynthesis decreases. And then leaf anatomy plays an important role. If you see that the distribution of chloroplast is more, the rate of photosynthesis will be more. Hormones, gibberellins, auxin, they stimulate the rate of photosynthesis. Clear? Cytokinin and gibberellin increase the rate of photosynthesis. Remember this thing? Photosynthesis. Now is it clear up to this? Clear? The internal factors? Internal factors clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So photosynthesis is completed. Photosynthesis is completed in this way. And now we have to proceed to the next process. Can I rub it out now?
Yes.
Okay, I am telling you one thing. After 15th, I am to start the offline class, and before that I am to send you details about it, where to go, where to reach like this. Suppose you go, actually I am not here in my house. It is to be started in the road number 3. I will be giving you all details. Then only you will go there. Are you getting me? Huh? I'm not getting you. From 8:15 a.m. No. Because there are some students who have schools. So after, you have to change this group, na? Otonu? Then? Basically, actually, if I am to start is 8:15, if it is some students have teacher, if you don't have any problem, you have to send me the feedback. If you don't have any program, on Sunday only I can take it to 8:15, but it's up to you. Everyone is to be ready for this. Are you getting me? Everyone is required to be ready for this. First, the next chapter. And again, similarly, I am also telling you, if someone is, if you have any problem on Sunday, if it is started from 8:15, if the time is 8:15 on Sunday, do you have any problem? If you have any problem, also you can write to me. Other date is Thursday, should be 7:50. Thursday 7:50 am and Sunday 8:15 am. Okay. Respiration. Respiration occurs basically inside the cell. So respiration is cellular actually. And
স্যার এখন টাইমিংটা কি বলেছো?
হ্যাঁ বলো aerobic respiration. একটু দাও just a minute. Aerobic respiration takes place in the presence of free oxygen. In the absence of free oxygen. Takes place in the absence of both free oxygen and bound oxygen, or takes place in the absence of free oxygen but in the presence of bound oxygen. So these are three groups actually. Now regarding this in aerobic type, which is the most important one, this reaction appear like this. Glucose gets oxidized in the presence of oxygen completely to form carbon dioxide and water with the complete release of energy. Then this is aerobic respiration. In case of that takes place in the absence of free oxygen but presence of bound oxygen, it appears like this. What is found here? It's not clearly visible. Okay, I have to rub it out and give the reaction separately. Better. Wait. Can I rub it out now? Can I rub it out now, please?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. then better. Wait a minute. Just a minute, please. Now you see, then
স্যার এটা কি 6CO3 স্যার সেকেন্ডটাতে CO2 আচ্ছা
so look at these reactions. In aerobic type, there is complete oxidation of food with a complete release of energy. In anaerobic type, when it occurs in the presence of bound oxygen, there is complete oxidation of food, but it is incomplete release of energy or partial release of energy. In case of anaerobic respiration, it occurs in absence of both free oxygen and bound oxygen, first on alcoholic fermentation, where glucose is partially oxidized or incomplete oxidation of glucose takes place to produce 2 molecules of ethyl alcohol and 2 molecules of carbon dioxide, and there is partial release of energy also. In case of lactic acid fermentation, that will occur in our muscle also. Here, glucose gets partially oxidized to form two molecules of lactic acid with the partial release of energy. So, complete release of energy occurs only in aerobic respiration. In anaerobic type, either it occurs in the presence of free oxygen or it occurs in the absence of free oxygen, whatever it may be. In both the cases, there is partial release of energy. Basically, remember this thing, to facilitate complete release of energy in respiration. To facilitate complete release of energy in respiration, what it is most important, that for this purpose, what is required? The well-developed electron transport system is required to be present. And because maximum energy is produced through this, or maximum ATP molecules are produced through electron transport chain. If it is not developed properly, obviously there will be partial release of energy only. There should not be complete release of energy. Is it clear to you? In aerobic respiration, there is complete release of energy and also there is complete oxidation of the glucose. In anaerobic presence of bound oxygen, complete oxidation of glucose occurs but partial release of energy takes place. In anaerobic respiration that occurs in absence of both free oxygen and bound oxygen, there is incomplete breakdown of glucose and partial release of energy both. Now is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's fine. After that now, we have to start with the aerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration is the first one, and the phases are first of all, in that terms, you need to remember this thing. Cellular respiration. In the presence of various enzymes, mechanism of breakdown of glucose within the cell in the presence of various enzymes and with the release of energy. Look, the mechanism of breakdown of glucose within the cell in the presence of various enzymes with the release of energy. And is called cellular respiration. The energy is used up in the formation of synthesis of ATP. This energy is used for the synthesis of ATP. This is one about the cellular respiration. Now, first of all, regarding this, the respiratory substrate. The main remember this thing. The main respiratory substrate is glucose. Why main? Because proteins, fats, and organic acids are also used as respiratory. Proteins are also used as respiratory substrate. Why it is said glucose is the main? Because glucose is actually oxygen-rich compound. So initially, if any compound is to oxidize, it is always glucose because it can be oxidized in the presence of even low concentration of oxygen. So protein, fats, organic acids are also used as respiratory substrate, but the main respiratory substrate is always glucose. Remember this thing. Now the stages of respiration. I am writing it out now, please.
Sir, please.
Please wait.
Main respiratory substrate is glucose. This is carbohydrate. These are protein, fats. Actually, carbohydrate. Carbohydrate. Besides, protein, fats, organic acids are also used as respiratory substrate. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can I wrap it out now?
Yes, sir.
The phases of respiration glycolysis, Krebs cycle, hello, আজকে হ্যাঁ থাকো সাদা সকাল হ্যাঁ ঠিক আছে Glycolysis, Krebs cycle, and terminal respiration. There are the three phases. Also, there is an intermediate phase between glycolysis and Krebs cycle. So, in my next class, I have to start with the glycolysis. Okay. So, this is all for today. And then, okay. Plus, give me your feedback, please, regarding what I asked you. Any doubt, any question? Any question from anyone?
No, sir.